It's the nuts and bolts of Monday Night Raw.
Well, howdy fans, it's T Voeltz here with your nuts and bolts of Monday Night Raw. And if you joined us last week, you knew that I was under an evaluation. Well, thanks to you and thanks to the feedback that you gave us on the Twitter, things went well. I had a good eval, but with all good things come more responsibility. And let me introduce to you our audience here. That's right. Thanks to my good eval, they have some young interns that have come in to watch the show. I don't know if it's going to continue every week or not, but it's here this week. Of course, we have Superboy here, who is going to be bringing us something very shortly here. And we have Laura here, and I haven't quite got everyone's name, but we have a whole cast of characters here that are here to watch and learn, believe it or not, from me, thanks to you and your tremendous feedback you gave me on the Twitter. Speaking of feedback, if you have feedback for anything you see here, please do so on the YouTube comment section just below here. Alright guys, hey, more good news. Guess what? I heard from none other than Stu Sachs over at PWI Magazine, that's right, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and he has given me his blessing to bring back the top 10. Now, what do you mean by bring back the top 10? Well, we had a top 10 before, if you remember, but Superboy is busy with some other duties, as I mentioned earlier, so he's unable to give me the top 10. But luckily, thanks to the fine folks over at Pro Wrestling Illustrated, they have given their blessing to bring me, or for me to bring you, the top 10 from the pages of Pro Wrestling Illustrated. That's right, we have the latest issue here of the Pro Wrestling Illustrated annual PWI 500. Hey, enough of that. Let's get right into that top 10. Coming in at the number 10 mark was none other than Neville. Now, this top 10 was compiled prior to tonight's October 9th's Monday Night Raw event. Coming in at number 10 is Neville. Neville, where was he? He was not on this episode of Monday Night Raw. He was conspicuous by his absence. Moving on. Number 9 is, coming into tonight's Raw, Enzo Amore, the Cruiserweight Champion. More on that before this is over with. Coming in at number 8, Bray Wyatt, and boy did things get weird with him. We're going to talk about that in just a second here. And coming in at number 7, Elias Sampson. Come in, always moving up the rankings all the way up to number 7. Where's he going to be after this week of Monday Night Raw? Stay tuned and find out. Number 6, Jason Jordan, as he continues to slowly climb the ladder of success since making the jump to Monday Night Raw after his big announcement that he is in fact the son of Kurt Angle. Number 5, Seth Rollins, and what a night he had. We're going to talk a lot about that. And speaking of big nights, Finn Balor comes in at number 4. And number 3, the monster among men, Big Braun Strowman. He is still trying to recoup after his loss at No Mercy to Brock Lesnar, but he is in the main event title picture scene, sort of. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Coming in at number 2, the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, who has had better nights than October 9th. Number 1, the big dog in the yard, Roman Reigns. Still reigning supreme, like him, love him, or hate him, and now he's got some help. Of course, our champion is Brock Lesnar, who was not at Monday Night Raw. The Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar, was nowhere to be seen. He was barely even mentioned. That has got to change. Speaking of change, out come The Miz to start off the October 9th edition of Monday Night Raw. And guess what? He has changed his ways. He's a new man. Just kidding. We have the Mizzy's Award. The Mizzy's Award is just this fictitious awards that the Miz was giving out to basically his people. He had Curtis Axel there. Bo Dallas was conspicuous by his absence. It sounds like he has a bit of an injury, or he was a bit under the weather, probably after the beating that he had taken in previous weeks. But the Miz is out there, and he's antagonizing Roman Reigns. And he's giving awards to Curtis Axel. He's giving awards to himself. The crowd is a little bit antsy, but they want to see something happen, and that's exactly what they did. The Miz antagonized. He brought out the Bar team of Cesaro. He brought out the teammate of Cesaro in Sheamus. And then, hold on. Before this continuing storyline is discussed any further by me, I'm going to get to the rest of the show. We saw Jason Jordan pick up a victory over Carl Anderson. We saw Elias Sampson pick up a victory over Apollo Crews. And hey, before that happened though, Titus came out with a banjo, and it was kind of a playoff between Elias Sampson and his guitar and Titus O'Neil and his banjo. We need to see more banjo. Not more cowbell, more banjo and Titus. And let me tell you, I think we're going to see it. We'll have to find out next week. Moving on. We had Cedric Alexander teaming with Mustafa Ali as they took on the Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher, and Brian Kendrick got the victory over Mustafa Ali. We had this very strange segment between Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt, and then Bray turned into Sister Abigail. It was very demonic, very strange, definitely geared towards a younger audience in that particular segment. I don't have much to say on this because, as I've mentioned before, I'm kind of tired of this feud between Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. They're trying to spice it up with this Sister Abigail bit. We'll give it a chance. We'll see where it goes from here. We saw a female fatal 5-way elimination matchup, and the victory was Emma. That's right. I know there's a lot of Emma fans out there, especially on Twitter, and Emma got the victory. Was it a victory, or is it a leading to a slaughter? That's right. She gets to take on Asuka at TLC, which is coming up soon. And in the pseudo-main event of the evening, we saw Enzo, the Cruiserweight champion, lose his Cruiserweight title already to Kalisto in a lumberjack match. Let me just say this on this match. I liked it. Lumberjack was old school. Why not use things like that to spice up things that need spicing up? And the Cruiserweight division needed spicing up. So they put all the Cruiserweights out there. The match was orchestrated beautifully. We saw some of the bad guy Cruiserweights laying off of Enzo Amore and beating on Kalisto. And we saw a tremendous spot where all the Cruiserweights were getting into it on the outside. One pushed one pushed another. Next thing you know, Katie barred the door. We had a Pier 6 brawl, and then we saw a superplex from Kalisto on Enzo Amore into all the Cruiserweights. The crowd was going banana. Now, at first you were thinking, why is this the main event of Monday Night Raw? And then that spot changed everything. The crowd was into it. They were chanting, "This is awesome!" Bump, 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 bump. And boy, was it awesome when Kalisto walked out with the Cruiserweight Championship. Not sure why they changed the belt already. Time will tell. But, like it or not, you have to realize that Enzo Amore has been good for the Cruiserweight division. Alright, back to the main theme of the night. We start off the show with the Mizzies. And the Miz brings out the Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus, and they're antagonizing Roman Reigns, and then finally Roman Reigns comes out, and then he calls out Dean Ambrose, and then he calls out Seth Rollins. That's right, guys, we saw it. Boom! the Sheild reunion, and the crowd was crazed. They were maniacal. Maniacal's not the right word. It was a fever pitch. The crowd had longed for the reunion of the Sheild, and we got it. This is just what every single member of those three guys, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, needed, each in their own way. It's good to see the Sheild back. Now, later on then, we saw the announcement of at TLC, a 6-man tag team match between the newly reunited Sheild, taking on, of course, The Miz, The Bar, in a 6-man tag team encounter. And then later on, we saw a matchup between the Monster Among Men. Hey, we're still on the same page here, trust me. The Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, beat the lonely Matt Hardy, who had no partner this week, and he lost to the big Braun Strowman. But guess who comes out as Braun Strowman's beating on people? The Sheild. That's right, the newly reunited Sheild comes out, already in a new t-shirt, which is good, because if they're not going to change into their old outfits and look uniform, at least have the uniformity in the form of a t-shirt. But I say go back to your old outfits, at least in the case of Dean Ambrose, because I'm tired of this jeans outfit of him. Anyways, they come out and they get into it with Braun Strowman. The Sheild takes on Braun Strowman. Who saw that coming? Not me. We even saw a Sheild powerbomb, you know, where Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose hoist up the guy, and they hoisted up big Braun Strowman on the shoulders of Roman Reigns, who slammed him down through the announce table, up on the stage, through the announce table, and off the stage. Unbelievable. We got two things out of this. Number one, we get to see a steel cage match announced next week on Monday Night Raw between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, and we also changed the TLC main event. We have the Sheild reunited, taking on The Miz, taking on Cesaro, taking on Sheamus, and now taking on Braun Strowman. What is that all about? 3 on 4? I mean, the Sheild is good, but when one of the 4 is Braun Strowman? Where do you guys think they're going with that? Why did they add Braun Strowman to the mix? If you have an idea, hit me up down here in the comment section on One Wrestling, and I'll get back to you. Otherwise, hit me up on the Twitter. Guys, this turned into a crazy show. We had the Cruiserweights closing the show out again in a great lumberjack match, but the main theme here was the reuniting of the Sheild. And next week, we get to see one of the Sheild members, the big dog in the yard, Roman Reigns, taking on Braun Strowman. Every match these guys have had has been epic, and this one is going to take place inside a steel cage. Hey, shout out to all my family over there at OneWrestling.com. They know who they are. Bill Apter, Big Ray, and the rest, a whole host of individuals. You can hit me up on the internet. I am at nutsandvolts.wordpress.com. You can hit us up. You can hit me up on Facebook at Paper Champion. You can hit me up on Twitter. Information below. As always, follow OneWrestling.com for all your wrestling needs. Until next time, guys. This is T Voeltz with your nuts and bolts of Monday Night Raw.